John Donne once said, "No man is an island." As Christians, we know this. Humans were made to be social. We're born into families, are nurtured in school and by our churches, and we find our identity amid groups, our faith, our nationality, with our coworkers, and in families. Yet as much as groups can give us identity and support, they can also be sources of conflict. Jesus said, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered, I am in the midst of them." The other side of that coin is that where 2 or 3 are gathered, there's often conflict. A part of our navigating communities is also navigating conflict. Paul's letters are a great example of this. As we read between the lines of Paul's words, we find that he was being challenged at every turn. Other preachers undermined him. They came in and gave alternative versions of the gospel. He was persecuted, tormented, and beaten. Community was not always a life-giving place for him. In fact, at times the people around him threatened his life. But one of the things that I appreciate about Paul is his response. The theme that carries through Paul's writings is his love for the church and for the communities he worked in. While Paul is being denigrated, somehow he responds with love. In our society, we are taught that our own individual needs are more important than any community. Often our churches get messy and we have disagreements. In fact, some have chosen to not attend church because of the arguments. But that's not how Jesus saw it or how Paul lived out his faith. Our faith is lived out in the midst of disagreements, conflicts, and misunderstandings. It's why we have the rule of Christ that helps us to talk with one another. It's why Jesus talked about repentance and forgiveness. Without conflict and disagreements, we wouldn't need to have difficult conversations that lead to more trust and more intimacy. Often it's only by working through conflict that our relationships can be transformed and that we can truly listen to one another. Our church is going through some difficult times right now, and truly listening to one another is key. How might we listen to one another? How might we find peace during our struggles as a church? How might we love each other with the love of Jesus Christ? Thanks for joining us, and be well.